Hamza Igamane lit up Ibrox with goals, energy and potential. But now the spotlight on the Moroccan striker is brighter than ever. As speculation swirls and interest builds from across the continent, Rangers face a defining moment in the transfer window. With major clubs circling and a key factor looming large, the next few weeks could prove pivotal for both the player and the club. So what has happened? Let's break this down in today's video, along with all the other Rangers news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to discuss in today's video, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. But first, a new board, a new executive, and a new head coach. The old faces, the old mistakes, and the old empty words. The more things change, the more they stay the same at Ibrox, it seems. The reaction to the draw with Motherwell, both in terms of the final outcome and the showing that condemned Rangers to 2 drop points, was understandable from supporters. They have, of course, seen it all before. They have also heard it all before. The words of Kieran Dowell will be hollow, therefore. Being asked to conduct a post-match press conference in those circumstances is perhaps a thankless task, but nobody would have been won over by the message from the man that emerged from the dressing room. The interview with Russell Martin was more enlightening. It was certainly more interesting as he went on the front foot, choosing to call out his players rather than shield them. Questions over their mentality, digs about their ego, and insistence that the problems at Fir Park were not tactical made for quite a listen. And it is only day one. Yeah, but it's a few home truths I think today, Dowell said when asked about Martin's criticism of his players. Obviously we had a good start to the game and then didn't put the game to bed. Almost slept-walked into conceding that equaliser and probably deserved it in the end. Obviously, it's not been the most successful period for the club, and it's down to us as players. We've obviously had a few managers now, and like I say, it's up to us to prove it. We want to be at this club going forward. I understand the frustration. It's obviously a long season, but I definitely understand the frustration. But it's not to say we can't recover, definitely not. The mentality issue is one that supporters have raised time after time, season after season, failure after failure. Too many of these players have too much baggage and too much scar tissue. If the old ones continue to drag down the new ones, Rangers will never break the cycle. Martin will continue to work in the transfer market as he seeks to move on those who are not good enough and replace them with those who he believes can take Rangers forward. It is easy to assess technical ability and physical conditioning, but determining the character of the man is the hardest part of recruitment. At Rangers, it is arguably the most important. That's for the manager and Kevin Thelwell and his guys to decide, Dowell said when asked if the squad had the mentality that Martin was looking for. If they think the lads in front of them have the right mentality, then they'll stay. If they don't, then you'd imagine they'll move on. I think the manager's been here 5 or 6 weeks now, and that's what he's noticed. Like I said earlier, it's not been a successful time for the club, and maybe we needed those sort of home truths, maybe some of the lads needed that. It's not for me to say it's the manager's opinion, and he said to look yourself in the mirror, and if you think that was you, then have a look at yourself. Not a big blow, it's a reality check. Obviously, the first season I was here, we got beat on the first day of the season, 1-0 by Kilmarnock, and it was in our hands by the end of the season. It's a long season, and there's plenty of time to catch up. The coming weeks will determine if Dowell gets the chance to be part of that recovery job or not. The third competitive fixture of the season saw him make a third successive start, as Martin kept him on the right flank following his appearances in the Champions League victory over Panathinaikos. The arrival of Mikey Moore from Spurs and move to bring Oliver Antman to Ibrox will give Martin more options on the wings. Dowell, though, won't give up on his Rangers ambitions just yet after returning to Glasgow from a loan stint with Birmingham City. Definitely, Dowell said, on his determination to be part of Martin's plans this term. Obviously, I've had a really frustrating first 18 months at the club when I haven't played a lot of good football. The manager said it was a fresh start for a lot of players, just trying to work as hard as I can to be in his plans. That's a big compliment that he is playing me. Obviously, the way our wingers play, it's very high and wide, and I'm happy to be on the pitch, to be honest, and try and contribute how I can in my own style. But no, I'm grateful for the trust from the manager. Now, in some huge Hamza Igamane transfer news, Rangers' hopes of keeping hold of Hamza Igamane this summer could rest on one pivotal factor: Champions League qualification. The 22-year-old striker has quickly become one of the most sought-after players at Ibrox after a standout debut season, and according to sources, the club have now made their stance on his valuation crystal clear. In a recent interview, transfer guru Pete O'Rourke detailed what sources close to the club have revealed about Igamane's status and the growing list of admirers circling around him. With 16 goals and 3 assists in his first campaign in Glasgow, Igamane has emerged as Rangers' most valuable asset, and it hasn't gone unnoticed. A host of Premier League sides, including Everton, Brentford, and West Ham, had initially shown serious interest, but after a cooling of enthusiasm from England, French outfit Lille have surfaced as frontrunners. Yet even they have so far failed to match Rangers' asking price, believed to be in the region of £15 million to £20 million. Rangers are standing firm. Sources indicate that unless their valuation is met, Igamane won't be going anywhere. But qualification for the Champions League could be a game changer, not just financially, but in terms of prestige and player ambition. Russell Martin's men took a confident step in the right direction by overcoming Panathinaikos 3-1 on aggregate in the second qualifying round, and the club's European fate may now have a direct influence on whether they can retain their talismanic forward. There's no guarantees on Igamane's future right now, O'Rourke explained. A lot will depend on whether Rangers qualify for the Champions League. If they do, it'll obviously boost their chances of keeping hold of Igamane. But there's interest in the Moroccan. Lille have been very keen to sign him, but haven't been willing to meet Rangers' valuation so far. Rangers are standing firm, holding out for around £15 to £20 million. Behind the scenes, Rangers owners 49ers Enterprises have backed Martin with a decent summer budget, highlighted by the club's ambitious £20 million loan-to-buy approach for Crystal Palace winger Jezorun Raksaki. However, potential sales remain very much on the table, especially with high-value assets like Igamane capable of tipping the financial balance. While Premier League interest has cooled for now, that could change rapidly. With Lille currently leading the chase but unwilling to meet the price tag, Rangers are holding their nerve and hoping their Champions League push shifts the odds in their favour. One thing is clear, as long as Igamane remains in Glasgow, speculation will continue to swirl. His talent is undeniable, his suitors are credible, and his future may not be decided until the final hours of the transfer window. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. We post all the latest Rangers news every single day, so make sure you join our fast-growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.